What is up, guys? We are here at Lava Lands in Central Oregon. Behind me, you can see old lava flow. So it's dried up lava, a lot of obsidian. I feel like I've been here once long time ago, but I don't know if this is the exact spot. So we're gonna go explore, but before we do that, we are gonna go into the visitor center and learn a little bit about what we are going to be exploring. I just found out that they actually stamp my national parks passport. So this counts as a national park, even though it says it's a national monument. So I'm gonna run back to my car real quick. I always keep it in my car just in case I go to a national park, and it's like a regular passport, but you stamp it wherever you go. And so this is an extra stamp that I don't have, which is super exciting. Here it is. It is the passport to your national parks. And I think I got this when I was in Tennessee. Oh my gosh, yeah, see, it has maps, it's got information. What if we filled this up? Do we make that our mission? With this passport, you have a guide to the national treasures in America, the national parks. Use this book to discover more about the parks near your home and throughout the nation. So it breaks it down into region. This is the region we're in, Pacific Northwest and Alaska. So we've never gotten a stamp in Oregon. So it says official cancellations, a fixed regional stamp here. So we're gonna go back into the visitor center and see if they can stamp it. I found the one that we did. It was back in 2019 in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It was the Stones River National Battlefield, October 5th, 2019. But today, we begin to fill it up again.
Yeah, well, they tore it down. Once they got down to the bottom, they put a new foundation. Well, they said, well, while we've got this all tore up, just finish this. Average little Indians. These people have culture.
There we go. Okay, cool. So it's something that you hand stamp by yourself, and I did mess it up the first time. That's okay, you can tell what it is. Newberry National Volcanic Monument, Lava Lands. The AQI actually says that it is at 106, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups. It also says that it's 93 degrees here, which it really doesn't feel like 93. Maybe it does. I am sweating a little bit. The humidity out here is 16% with a dew point of 40 degrees. Our visibility is 22 miles is where we can see. I wonder what it is normally. We got 10-mile-an-hour wind, and the UV index is at 6, which is pretty high. So use sun protection until 6 p.m. This is where we're going right now. So I don't know if you can tell. Once we get onto these trails, you could probably tell a little bit better. Trail of the Molten Land is the trail we're gonna follow. It's a hot one today. No shade. Yeah, it does not look like there's gonna be any shade up here. This is just so cool. So all of this rock is hardened lava. This used to be a lava flow. I am definitely someone who reads the little infographics on the side of the trail, so get ready for this one. It says, step into another world, okay? We're gonna immerse ourselves in this. Welcome to the Molten Lands. You are about to enter a world where lava dominates the landscape and living things must adapt to the harsh environment. The Trail of the Molten Lands, the trail we're on, provides insights into the formation of Lava Butte, the cinder cone you see in the distance. So we're gonna set the scene. The edge of the flow. Imagine standing here 7,000 years ago as a wall of molten lava bulldozed towards you, engulfing the forest in flames. Although it reached temperatures of over 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, the flow was cooling as it moved, causing it to break into chunks. From here, you can see that the force of the flow was overtaken by gravity and its course changed, flowing downhill towards the Deschutes River to the west, to your left. Okay, this is an easy 1.1 mile hike, but the last 300 yards of the trail sharply ascend to the viewpoint and may be difficult for some visitors. Okay, here's our trail. We are here, and we've got kind of a ways to go. So it looks like we can choose either to go up left to the top and then down right, or vice versa. So I guess we'll make that decision when we come to this fork. But I'm excited. 1.1 is not that bad. Not that bad at all. I'm barely on the trail, and this is already extremely immersive. Look at all this lava flow. There's like a little curve right here. It's just old lava rock. And there's so much of it. Wonder what you can make with this. My understanding previously was that lava turns to obsidian, but this is not obsidian. This is different. So I wonder, and I know they made like arrowheads and weapons with obsidian because it's like glass. and you can cut yourself on it, so you actually have to be careful. But this stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully one of these little infographic things will tell us. This is so cool. Yeah, no shade. Cool, good for you, tree. Growing in adversity. There's actually quite a few trees out here growing. But can you imagine being an animal when this lava flow thing happened and then trying to like make a home in this? Because it definitely would have taken time for these plants to actually pop up. I don't know how true this is. I'm gonna have to Google it, but I was told growing up here that there were no snakes in this area because all this lava rock, snakes can't traverse the lava rock. It would cut them up. So that made me feel more comfortable about, oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. It's like goes on for miles. Let's see if I can zoom in. Wow. This looks unreal, actually. And you can kind of see the haziness is from the smoke. So it looks like this is our fork. What does my gut tell me? I kind of want to go to the left. Let me know in the comments if you would have chosen left or right. I don't know. I just feel like left looks a little more interesting to me at the moment. I know we're going to do both. Okay, we got another infographic here. I'm going to read this to you cinematically. It began with a bang. The formation of Lava Butte. Thousands of years ago, lava exploded out of the ground, igniting a peaceful forest and lighting up the sky in a natural fireworks display. That's crazy. In its early stages, the eruption ejected gas-charged lava into the air. These cinders cooled and fell to the earth, gradually piling up to form a cone, known today as Lava Butte. So that's how this thing was formed. Once most of the gas was released, the eruption slowed and the fire fountain subsided. So they call it a fire fountain. That's interesting. So this is basalt rock is what it is. Compared to other rocks like obsidian, basalt is low in silica, glass, making it appear less brilliant, which is why it is often overlooked. Okay, so that answers the question about obsidian. This like little trail, windy trail right here looks super cool and really inviting. I am excited. It is pretty warm, but this is cool. Like this one's like kind of like a solid mound. Wow. So just this like trail. And I feel so alone out here. But I know like the visitor center is not that far. And I saw a car driving up the butte. So like, I know I'm not out in the middle of nowhere, but this is cool. Wow. How have I never been here before? This is amazing. Oh, look it, we've got another one. Oh, this is about animals. This is what I wanted to know. Fauna in the lava. Living in the lava lands means surviving in an unforgiving world where water is scarce, there's little shelter from the elements, and there are no soft spots left to rest, and food is very hard to come by. Along the trail, note how few animals you see. Sagebrush lizard. This lava lizard can be found running around, searching for insects, or just laying along the rock, sunning itself during the hottest part of the day. I can hear something. I hear something. I don't know if the mic can pick it up. It's like a fluttering sound. Pallid-winged grasshopper. Do you hear the sounds of a sprinkler? No, we are not watering the rocks. It's the... Oh, that's literally what I hear. Watering the rocks. It's a male shorthorn grasshopper trying to attract mates. Listen for the source of its sound as its suitors put on a show for females. So that noise that I heard was just a grasshopper. That is super cool to know. And I feel like as I'm asking questions on this trail, these little infographics are answering them. So what other questions do we have? We talked about the wildlife. I kind of want to know about the plant life a little bit. I wonder if we'll hear about that anymore. But that's just like, it just goes on for miles. This is a cool little trail, actually. It's all paved. Oh, and look at these cool little caves. I don't know. This one is called a twisted tail. Have you noticed the many trees along this trail that are twisted? Look at the tree in front of you that some say resembles the famous photo of the Loch Ness Monster. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really see a tree unless they're talking about like that tree way out there that's kind of small. What tree am I looking at? Realize that the slow growth rate is due to the struggle they face. Because these trees are stunted, they may look young, but they're actually older than the tall pine trees you see to your left, just off the river flow on the trail of the Whispering Pines. Oh, so it literally could be that little tree out there. I thought it looked small, but it's because it's struggling. These plants adapt to living on the small pocket of soil by sending out a single moisture-seeking taproot. Whoa, they literally just sent like one root down looking for water. Oh, it's like puts its leg out. One root, her tail, is much larger than the others. This is due to the fact that only one root reached water while the others, her feet, just helped anchor the tree. That's crazy. This is the only one that I would think they were talking about. Look how small it is. And so there's a couple other trees like those. So I guess they just do their thing by popping out a leg and trying to find a water source. These little trees are older than they look. So don't be deceived. It's basically what I learned. Man, I wish you could hear these grasshoppers. So now we're starting to hit the incline. This is the first, like, bush I've seen like this. It's actually got berries on it. So I wonder if this is common. I'm not even gonna hide how out of breath I am. This is pretty steep in this one little area. Clinging to life here. So this is actually gonna go over the bush that we just talked about, wax currant. So this looks like the berry bush. Native Americans used this plant to sustain themselves on long journeys. Pemmican was made by taking strips of deer and elk, laying them on rocks and smashing the red berries into the meat. This would dry over time in the hot sun and turn into something similar to beef jerky. Dang, see, these berries are edible. Yeah, I don't know if this is where I would want to live if I was a plant. Lava flows become lava tubes. Oh, nice. There's like a little example right here. Normally only found in Pehoho flows, the lava tubes here tell an interesting tale about the complexity of this flow. Great floods of lava gushed out of this breach along the side of Lava Butte and passed this point many times. During the final stages of the eruption, only a trickle of lava flowed down that small channel. The surface tube below was formed when this lava stream cooled and crusted over. Notice up ahead that the tube has collapsed in places where the roof was thin. Lava will continue to flow through the tube and cause the walls and ceiling to remelt, creating what looks like teeth hanging from the top of the mouth of the cave. These unique features are known as lava sickles. Amazing view. So we've come up this path. There's the forest back there. And you can actually see kind of the parking lot. It's really not that far. The breach. If you were standing here at this point 7,000 years ago, look out. Even though the more violent activity at the top of the cinder cone had slowed down, a bit of rumbling was still taking place inside. Rising magma found the weakest spot in the side of the butte and burst out, creating a new path. You can see this breach in lava directly in front of you. Yeah, you can. Holy moly. That would be so scary. The spot, to stand here 7,000 years ago would be intense. What an experience. Look for a piece of rock that looks like bent fingers. Like a specific rock or just like any of these rocks. These pulses of lava have left behind enough basalt, so there's enough lava rock here to build a 4-lane highway around the earth 6 times. That's a lot. See, I don't know which rock with fingers I'm looking for, but they all seem pretty jagged. And now we continue up the path. We're actually coming up on the viewpoint. This is crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, we gotta hear what this has to say. Wish it wasn't so hazy. It's hazy from the wildfire smoke. It's not that bad. Can't really smell it, but it's definitely there. It's just like miles of this basalt. So if you're talking a 4-lane highway 6 times around the earth, I could totally see it. Look at how much there is. And then that is the cinder cone made of the gas lava that erupted. I'm learning so much. Stretching from California to Canada, the Cascade Range is part of a much greater realm of volcanoes and mountains under the Pacific Ocean, known as the Ring of Fire. And I grew up learning about the Ring of Fire because we were right in the middle of it. About 80% of the world's largest earthquakes occur along this seismic region. Scientists pay close attention to this area with the hope of warning us of potential dangers. Although, I don't think we could do anything about it. Like, we're within hundreds of miles of these things. Like, we would need a really big warning if something was going to happen. I can't even see the mountains. This is not like the most picturesque day, but it is pretty cool. I'm the only one here. Got a nice breeze. It wasn't that hard. It was pretty doable. The sun feels good. I almost want to sit up here for a second and like meditate and just breathe it in because it is pretty cool. I just saw a butterfly. I don't know if he was lost or if this is his house, but whew, this is a good hike. It's not too long. It is no shade and completely in the sun, which is fine, but a little warm. And then we have a couple more infographics to hit on the way down. So it's saying where that trail is right there is where that levee is. And so I'm standing on the wall, and then it flowed and flowed and flowed, and then out into that flow, the miles and miles long out there. Okay, something I noticed is the sound. So if we pick up one of these, they're pretty light. They're not like super dense. Can you hear that? It just feels like they're like hollow. They're full of air, which they totally are. They've got like all these little crevices for air. I just think that's so interesting. If they had more silica, this basalt would be obsidian. You are standing on the edge of one of the largest volcanoes in North America, resting between the Cascades to the west and the high lava plains to the east. Newberry Volcano and its apron of lava flows cover nearly 1,200 square miles, the size of Rhode Island, with scores of eruptions dating as far back as 400,000 years ago and as recently as 1,300 years ago. Newberry has had measurable impact on Oregon and the surrounding lands, with deposits from its most explosive eruptions reaching as far as Idaho to the northeast and San Francisco Bay to the southwest. Walking like this and getting my heart rate up while reading these infographics, I am pretty impressed with my ability to keep my breath in check. It's got to be all that breath work and meditation. I'm telling you. I am telling you. This is just like, why is this so gorgeous? Look at this. Oh, there's one of those trees, guys. So that tree has a little foot that somehow found water somewhere. That's beautiful. Aww. And it's older than it looks, apparently. Snowballs of lava, believe it or not. These giant boulders in front of you, they rolled and tumbled through the flow, growing in size as they moved, much like a snowball, rolling downhill and growing larger as more snow sticks to it. As you continue up the trail, you are following the path that these lava balls took thousands of years ago. So that's a lava ball. That's cool. That makes sense. Wow. Solid fragments fall from the channel walls into the flowing lava stream, gathering mass while rolling down the flow. Once lodged into place along the channel walls, the lava flows will continue to envelop and coat the lava ball, creating an outer crust of basalt. Each layer forms up to 4 inches thick. Dang. On the inside, these boulders resemble cinnamon rolls, providing clues on how they formed. What? So that's the lava ball. And that looks like another lava ball next to it. That's cool. That makes sense. So 4 inches thick per layer. It just rolled down this giant cinder cone during the lava flow and then settled here as a lava ball. I wonder if these pine trees are the same age as some of these trees out here, because they said that these ones are older than they look. These ones just have soil and water. So I wonder, I don't know. That was the Molten Land Trail at the National Newberry Volcanic Monument in Central Oregon, and I thought that was super cool. I am glad that I stopped and read all of those infographics. I learned a lot. I think that's part of it. Going on a hike and just exploring nature is one thing, but going on a hike and learning about the nature you're exploring is a whole different thing, and it gives you a different appreciation for what's around you. So I'm really glad that we did that. Maybe something a little more challenging. 1.1 miles is pretty easy even in this heat. So not quite done with this specific location, but I did have a lot of fun just vibing out by myself in some nature with the rocks. And it is pretty quiet and pretty windy up there because there's not a lot going on. You got a couple bugs, you got a couple plants, but really that's all there is. It was nice, and the air smells good. It is a little hazy because of the wildfire smoke from the south, but I can't feel it in my throat, but I can tell visibly that there is smoke in the air. Hi. Hello. I don't have any food for you. You are very friendly. I do not have any food. I think he thinks I have snacks. We're not supposed to feed you. It's not healthy. You are gorgeous though, wow. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Expect more content like this. If you have any suggestions for outdoorsy stuff you'd like to see, any trails, maybe more nature. He's literally on my bag. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. That's not a thing you can eat. He's trying to eat the button. Bro! Okay, well guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys out on the next video. have something. I don't have anything. I really didn't actually. I brought no food with me. Unless my kiwi's in here. Do you eat kiwi? I don't think I put it in my bag. I really, for one time in my life, I just don't have food and I'm sorry. But I don't think it's good for you to eat food like that. What are you puffing up for? You are really pretty. Thank you for visiting. I appreciate that.